Yes, yes, my boy. So we will, replied the old man. But how shall we be happy? Shall you never leave me again? Come, tell me all the good fortune that has befallen you. God forgive me, said the young man, for rejoicing at the happiness derived from the misery of others. But heaven knows I did not seek this good fortune. It has happened, and I really cannot pretend to lament it. The good Captain Leclerc is dead, father, and it is probable that, with the aid of Monsieur Morel, I shall have his place. Do you understand, father? Only imagine me a captain at 20, with 100 louis pay, and a share in the profits. Is this not more than a poor sailor like me could have hoped for? Yes, my dear boy, replied the old man. It is very fortunate. Well, then, with the first money I touch, I mean you to have a small house, with a garden in which to plant your clematis, nasturtiums, and honeysuckle. But what ails you, father? Are you not well? 'Tis nothing, nothing. It will soon pass away. And as he said this, so the old man's strength failed him, and he fell backwards. Come, come, said the young man. A glass of wine, father, will revive you. Where do you keep your wine? No, no, thanks. No need to look for it. I do not want it, said the old man. Yes, yes, father, tell me where it is. And he opened 2 or 3 cupboards. It is no use, said the old man. There is no wine. What? No wine? Said Dante, turning pale, and looking alternately at the hollow cheeks of the old man and the empty cupboards. What? No wine? Have you wanted money, father? Okay, so we've got no real new information here on Dante, but I like when a story makes a character relay similar information to other characters because it deepens that protagonist's character a bit. Like, it helps us solidify their perspective on a situation when they have to talk to different people about it. What do they relay to each? How do they, what differences do they express when they're talking to a father figure versus a boss figure, or a someone on the boat who they might not like. Like when he was talking to Morel, he was very excited and thankful. Here, though, we kind of learned that he laments that it comes at the expense of Leclerc's death, and we'll see the contrast between having fortune at the perils of somebody else, and what the juxtaposition of that guilt with what that fortune actually means to him. A comfortable living for both him and his father who seems to be frail and ailing again in his 40s, maybe. I don't know. Although I am recording this sitting on a stool, and I got to admit, after only recording 2 episodes today, my back is hurting. So yeah, getting older sucks. So what do we make of his father living in destitute? There's not enough information yet. His father doesn't have wine. I don't either. Again, oh my God, am I Dante's father? Wow. Okay, there's a lot to unpack with personal baggage here. I got to look into a little bit of research. Okay, so Dante mentions that he's going to get 100 louis pay. I was just kind of curious, what does that mean in terms of a fortune? What does that do for him? What does 100 louis look like in 1815? And he's referring to the Louis d'Or, a gold coin that was used as currency. Obviously, coins are currency, duh. But it's apparently represented a pretty significant amount of money, and basically it kind of reflects the promotion that he's receiving here, not only in status from ship's mate to captain, but that pay means he's moving a class level, like he's moving up in society. And that's pretty significant when it allows you to be able to do all these other things of providing a different life for yourself and for presumably Mercedes and himself, who we have not yet met. Don't really know what their situation is, but I have to imagine coming right at the forefront of a wedding and a new life, entering into that life with new pay has got to be a pretty significant change for him. But I was also just kind of curious what exactly that equated to in modern modern money, I will be the first to admit that I am not good with understanding inflation, with doing math of any sort. But, there's lots of tools online, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. I'm not sure if it's even accurate, but essentially, okay, follow my logic here. Apparently that one louis, and he's getting 100 of these, one louis cost around 24 to 25 francs. So he's roughly getting 24, let's say just around nice even number, 2,500 francs for a 1-year salary. That is, well, we don't know what he was getting as first mate, but if we can translate it into 2,500 francs in 1815 money, then put it through all the calculations. If I was a better editor or more ambitious, I'd put in, like the Willy Wonka machine noises here as it crunches the numbers. And it turns out to be about $7,700 per year in 2025 U.S. currency. Now, that was an unexpected amount because I'm like, oh, how in the hell do you live on that? So I did even further research and looked up what is, since that doesn't have much mental equivalent nowadays, what could 100 louis buy? I kind of went back and like, forget the translation and adjusting for inflation. What does 100 louis buy in 1815 Marseille? Basically, a comfortable living, food supplies where you don't have to think about where your next meal is coming from, some luxury items like finer clothes and furnishings, get a house, carriage for transportation. Like you can start to see the new opportunities that this provides you. But also like savings and investment, like he could start to create a more stable future for himself and his family. So that's pretty significant. I've been using that word a lot here, but yeah, that's like suddenly you can see a different future, and I have to imagine that is painting Dante's perspective in a new way, giving him a lot of hope. Yeah, so lots of track kind of moving forward here. This one was really research heavy. I'm sure a few of the upcoming ones are going to be shorter, so stay tuned with me as we go through Chapter 2 of The Count of Monte Cristo, and we will pick up where we left off tomorrow. Okay, goodbye! The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexander Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.